everybody, Kovask and True here. Welcome to our channel, Our Debt-Free Journey.
So our channel, we plan to discuss, budgeting and using the Budget Moms workbook method and paycheck by paycheck cash budgeting method. And we'd be happy if anybody wants to subscribe and like our videos and come along with our journey. So
Thank you.
let's
In advance.
we're trying out a new setup. We have two cameras going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope it works. So let's go on with our January week 2 budget. We're starting a bit late because we're already in week 3, but we already started our week 3, but we want to close out our week 2 of January.
Right.
So, Code, do you want to?
So here's what we have. This is what we've predicted our incomes to be. Now, of course, we just always round it down because we know we're going to make just a little bit more than that. So, we have my income and then True's income for the week. And then we have our rollover. And this is, of course, what we have our buffer and savings, emergency and things like that. And this also helps us to make sure that we cover any bills that
unexpected expenses.
Yeah, and so we're not living paycheck to paycheck. So that really helps out. So if 1 week our bills are more than this total amount, we can dip into this and not worry about it. And then the next 3 weeks, obviously, you're going to replenish those numbers. And then we have extra income of $129.
We actually didn't budget anything for extra income because we weren't planning to do any door dashing this week for the week of week 2 of January.
So what we did get extra income is something that True found out about was about unclaimed property. I didn't even know this was a real thing, but True did some digging and found out that
State of California.
Well, yeah, for the state of California. I don't know about other states or where you're from, but in California at least, and wherever you are, whatever state you're in, maybe it's something you can look into yourself, is that when you have previous things, like maybe there's a lawsuit against a company that you worked for that you were unaware of,
or overpaid utility bill.
Yeah, like if you overpaid on your utility bill like years past, and they somehow are unable to contact you and give you that money, it goes to the state. And then the state keeps that record. And so you can contact them, give them some information, and they can look and see if there's any unpaid money that's owed to you that the state is holding.
And it's done all online. So it literally took me 5 minutes to submit his, social security number, like that kind of details, and then see if it was approved or not, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it took about 2 weeks for the check to arrive, so. Mm-hmm. And this was an overpaid utility on Koa's behalf, where he overpaid, I believe, electric bill, at one of the residences that he used to live at before we met.
And they have a long list too. Some of it's $2 here, $5 there, $1 there. Yeah. So it really just depends on how much you really want to do each one.
He still has about $90 but those claims we have to submit a paper claim, and I'm a little too lazy to do it right now. We might do it in the future.
And then of course our totals. What we've budgeted, and then what our actual income has been.
So the actual income is only this much. So it looks like we made so much, but actually we didn't. It's just the actual income.
And this, and the 129. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's our bills.
Bills for the week 2?
Yep. Oh, fun.
Of course, mortgage stayed the same.
Right. And then we got extra mortgage, which is straight to interest. And then...
No, straight to principal.
Principal. And then we have the water and sewer. What is that? I can't quite read that.
Yeah, water, sewer, trash.
H2O.
It actually
Hydro.
Came over budget than what we actually budgeted for by $6.75.
Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about that in a later video on what we're doing to help with that number there.
And the water, sewer, trash bill, one of the reasons that it's over budget was, and was because I think the water rates increased as well. So
Yeah,
I'm not
something
exactly sure how much it increased, but it increased a little bit. But we might have to adjust the our monthly budget for this to 150 instead of 100. I'm not sure.
We'll see. We'll have to keep an eye on that and adjust accordingly. And then, of course, we've got our Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance. We paid $54
Car insurance also.
to get it started, and then if I get accepted to that life insurance, and if I accept their life insurance plan, then this will go towards the first month's life insurance. If we decline it, or if they decline it, we get that money back, so they don't keep it. And then, of course, there's True's Capital One Silver card, and she's put a little bit of money on her credit card. Shame, 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 shame.
How do you rat me out like that? Like,
it's not my credit card. Do you want to explain where this is going to?
Well, I have some addictions that I need to address that, I'm still trying to overcome. And I put those addictions on my credit card, so we're paying off the credit card. We don't want to carry the balance, so we're paying as I incur them.
Right, because if you think about it too, and if your interest rate is $3,
addictions like chips and maybe cigarettes, soda addiction, okay, snacks, I have a lot of addictions.
And also your interest. This is really important too. The one reason why you don't want to keep any money on your credit card is the interest. Yeah. Whether it's 3% interest or if it's 50% interest. If you have a high interest rate on your credit card, you're not just paying $44. If you're paying that minimum and you're paying the interest as well, your addictions are now 50% more than what you originally bought. So if you bought something that's $10, you're actually paying $15.
And for this particular card, so my interest rate is 23.99%, I believe. Okay, so it's pretty bad. Because I have really bad credit. He has really good credit. I have really bad credit. So.
But yeah, so if you got 23%, you said?
Yeah, 24. Let's just say 23.99%.
Okay, so 24. So if you're buying a $10 purchase, then your $10 purchase is now $12.40 more. Not actually 10. So you got to keep that in mind when you're using your credit card.
So our actual bills, as you can see, came over budget than what we predicted it to be by around about $100. And that's mainly because of these two transactions right here, the life insurance payment and the Capital One Silver. Because we weren't planning to do the life insurance. We just decided to during the week 2. We didn't know about this before. We weren't planning to call life insurance quotes around, but we just decided to do this because we need life insurance. We're old, we're getting older.
And the longer you wait, and the older you are, the higher your payments will be.
So the leftover money is actually a little bit more, just because our extra income, accounting for the extra income and the extra income from our main jobs played a role into this. It actually coming ahead of the budgeted. So now, do you want to talk about what we actually spent during the week 2?
All right. So we've got a little bit of groceries for week 2. Coming into week 3, we spent a little bit more. We'll get that.
$37.45.
And we'll get to that later. So yeah, we got $37.45 on groceries there for week 2, and then entertainment. We just took the Jolly January word thing from Budget Mom. So our letter was A, so we pulled out $1 for that. And we pulled it from our entertainment.
One thing to note is all we didn't spend anything for fuel. We didn't spend anything for dining out because we don't have any. It. And we still had like a little bit of tank left for the fuel, so we didn't have to fill up. And of course, fund money is already spent with, actually, COA still has it, but we treat it like it's spent already. For clothing, we didn't end up spending anything, and
Well, the household supplies and
we didn't spend anything for week 2, but you'll see
yeah.
in the
Well,
week
in week 3,
3.
we did have to pull some funds out of here, or we might have to pull some funds out of here. So we'll come to that later. And let's see. So our total budgeted versus our actual spent.
Oh, do you want to talk about what the work and school supplies were for the $12.35?
Oh yes. So True bought some binders.
It was for this. A couple of
Well,
binders.
she got 2 of them.
And it's just to house.
Our little envelopes. So, but here's the funny thing: is we got these on clearance. Yes, so we saved some money there. But ironically enough, because True likes to use Ibotta and a couple other apps to help save money and get cash back on purchases, turns out that Ibotta had a deal where
$2 back.
$2 back on 5-star products.
Supplies, yeah.
So we could have gotten that. We got it for like $3, which isn't that bad for a nice binder. But we could have bought it for $1 practically after the deal.
I threw away the receipt.
Because she tossed this receipt after she made her little adjustments on here. She tossed the receipt, didn't need it anymore, and then by the time she found out about it, it was too late. So you live and you learn. But yeah, it's always a good idea if you want to help save money. Look into Ibotta app, and what's the other one?
Fetch rewards. That's for any receipts. Can be any receipt that you.
No matter what you buy.
But you get like a tiny little bit of points. Like it's like literally like 1/10 of a cent. Each time. Unless you buy their brands, which we actually don't have specific brands that we buy. So it's hard for us to actually buy a brand unless it's a better deal than the generic brand, So that's why we don't make too much money with Fetch. So far, we've made like $7-10 from Fetch, and for like a whole year of doing it. So I like Fetch just because, unlike Ibotta, I don't have to plan ahead. I can just snap any receipts, and we get a little bit of something back,
Right.
So total of the across these spending categories, we spent for week 2.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
$50.80.
$50 a week is not bad.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah.
But hey, it's less than what we made. So. And then let's see here. We've got practically nothing here except for VPN and union dues, which is my carpenter's union dues. And this is actually for 3 months.
And this came out of the sinking funds. So
right.
We're talking about sinking funds, and this came out of the union due sinking funds envelope. And
so that money will go, each month as we go. That number will go back up again. But this is for 3 months. So we won't have anything due for a while now.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like it's over the budgeted amount, but it's actually not because we are taking it from the sinking funds balance. And VPN, also the same thing. This is for the annual renewal fee for the our VPN subscription.
And so this is what we budget per month.
Per month.
So we actually have 120 by the end of the year. So when this is due, we actually have 120, and then we're pulling that from that. Same thing with this. This is $18 a month that we're putting away, and so this is only for 3 months of that. So.
So the total for the sinking funds that we took out from the sinking funds is 154. What do you want me to? I just want to quickly show. I don't know if it will show anything. But this is like each end of each month, I keep a tally of what our the current sinking fund balances are, the current cash envelope balances are. So it just helps us remember. I mean, we keep it on Google Drive, Google Documents, and then I print it out, So at any time on our phones, we know exactly how much we have in each envelope, in each sinking fund as well. This is the envelopes sinking fund. Currently, so this is end of December, so this is not the most updated, but I just wanted to show. Another thing is, I kind of wanted to go over this too, but maybe another time.
Okay.
Sinking funds, like how our outlook, we're kind of behind,
All right. So what do we have here?
So no debt, no carried over debt, and no savings for the week 2, and the off with all the total expenses of week 2 with the bills and everything is $2,758.36. Minus that from the starting balance, as well as the income for the week, $11,031. Minus the rollover amount that we had from week 1, actually comes out to a negative number. Why is that? Our income is negative $1,402.79. Well,
What happened?
It's because of the bills and we just didn't make enough money for.
But this is why we have our rollover, our savings fund that we put aside, that extra $10,000 in our buffer fund. So when we don't make enough money, we can pull from that and then make up for that difference. And then in 3 weeks, of course, that money will go back in there.
Because each week Cole makes $700, I make $400. That's not enough to pay for our mortgages, our bills that go through a specific week. So
usually the beginning of the week or beginning of the month.
Right. That's why we saved for a long time to try and get that 1 month buffer, to address issues like this.
That way we're not living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
Anyway, so nothing here.
So that's the closeout of January week 2. Thank you. Like and subscribe if you like our video. And
help support,
and we're going to be discussing
our channel
week 2.
Our channel, and hopefully we can grow and get our story out to more people and share.
And we're definitely not perfect people. Again,
no.
We'll be making a lot of mistakes,
like using credit cards.
Hey.